highlight for us in getting that consistency on these types of racetracks. But we haven't had, the race-winning speed. I feel like we've maximized a lot of our qualifying sessions, really with the exception of Sonoma, and it's set us up well for the race. So I feel like we're going to have to rely on that execution as well tomorrow. I clearly don't have the raw speed that the Hendrick guys do. That's pretty impressive, but I'm certainly going to try.
It seems like you're really close with your Rookie of the Year contender teammates, contenders, Harrison Burton and Todd Gilliland. How do you feel about their progression this season, and I guess, how that's gone?
Harrison and Todd are basically cousins from the way I look at it. They from late models, the K&N, those guys have been, hip to hip the whole way. So if there's a dynamic there, I'm certainly the odd man out. But I think more than Harrison, just because, I don't know Todd as well. And I think Todd's impressed me just coming from trucks to cup. That's a huge jump, just even from scheduling and prioritizing, and obviously with a team that doesn't have the same amount of resources as we do within Team Penske. So I think Todd's done a great job with what he's had and the learning curve, because I know how steep that is, even from doing one-off races last year. So I think he's done a great job, and obviously Harrison and I have gotten to know each other pretty closely from a working together standpoint. And he's also working with a lot of guys that I'm really close to, because a lot of the guys on the 21 car were on my Xfinity team for a long time. So I'm always excited to see them do well.
You and Ty and AJ had a lot of battles last year. This in the Xfinity Series, this was one of them. This race is kind of neat to look back and see, hey, all three of you guys are now in the Cup Series and racing each other in the Cup Series now.
Yeah, it's really cool. I certainly expected to race Ty in the Cup Series at one point in my life. He's obviously done an incredible job, and I'd say he made AJ and I look stupid here last year. So I think it's certainly awesome. Obviously AJ's probably in the latter stages of his career, but certainly not lost any speed. So it's a pretty fun dynamic between the three of them, and Ty's only going to keep getting better.
How excited are you to drive against Kimi this weekend?
It's certainly a unique opportunity. Obviously, I grew up as an IndyCar fan, but certainly watched my fair share of Formula One. And it's funny to say that Kimi's a big personality in the sport, because some of his personalities is quietness. So I think that's the Finns in general. I've worked with a lot of Finnish people. I've had Finnish teammates, and they're all kind of that way. But it's when they do say something, you listen. So certainly interested to kind of look back this weekend and see what his takes are, and I'm sure he'll have some pace. I'm sure he'll get pissed off at somebody, as you normally do running these Cup races. But certainly a great opportunity for the sport on both sides.
Do you have any dream competitors in the current F1 field to come over?
Any dream competitors?
Like to come over and race in NASCAR?
Yeah, I think anytime you can cross-pollinate, I think it's great. I think you look at somebody like Lewis Hamilton, who's obviously a big name in growing that outside the sport as well, and I think he could be somebody really good to come over here and get his perspective while he's still in his prime. But any of those guys, honestly, that are at the top of their game, a Max Verstappen or somebody like that, to where you can go, okay, this is how somebody at the top level, and vice versa. I think it'd be really interesting. Think about guys, NASCAR drivers who've driven a Formula One car, with the exception of Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon. I can't think of too many other guys off the top of my head. So pretty big departures. But even looking at the big screen today, him swarmed by race fans. I went to my first Grand Prix this year in Montreal, and the lack of race fans within the paddock and the garage area is obviously a massive departure from what the fan engagement experience is at NASCAR events. If you have a garage pass, you'll pretty much see your favorite driver. So pretty cool to see him experience that, and how we do that 38 weeks out of the year.
Thank you.
Jared Haas with Frontstretch.com. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check one of those two videos out that we have right beside you. Visit Frontstretch.com for more great content.